Fit like Abdi, Danny Min here, and welcome back to another episode of Transport Fever 2 Around the World in Time. We are currently just beside the Warrington Junction. There's a couple of trains going past, and today we're going to be looking at least the first half of the Grand Junction Railway, which I have pretty much finished. So, we won't go into too much detail about the Grand Junction Railway because I'm going to be doing a drive-by once the entire route is finished, and I'll go through all the sort of information there. But it is going to leave from Liverpool Lime Street. It's going to come here and it's going to go onto some new sections of track. So this one here, the Venus, is heading off to the other railway station in Warrington. We are sort of going to peel off here, and then we're going to go down, and we're going to go here. So this is Warrington North, but it's actually Warrington, should be Warrington Bank Quay. This will be one of our stops for the railway, so we're going to be stopping here. We're then going to continue on across the nice bridge here and past the sort of freight yard, and then we keep on going. We head up. Now, one thing I did notice is Warrington should really be over here. Unfortunately, it is not. So yeah, there is another line that splits off and heads to sort of Windmill Hill, sort of Runcorn East Station, and then that heads over to Frodsham. That is going to come later. We don't have that up and running now, but we continue on, and we go down here, and then we go past. This is Acton Bridge. Then the train splits off and it sort of goes down to Northwich, and there's another line that sort of runs from east to west that sort of goes round. So they've got Waverham here and Hertford here. The train will stop at Hertford, and then we will keep going past Winsford here and then out to the edge of the map. So a couple of little bits of detail about the Grand Junction Railway. So it shared a platform with the London-Birmingham Railway at Birmingham. Now what we'll do is, when we're doing the drive-by, we'll come along here. I will cut as we go into the next map, and then the journey will continue. That's where there's trees here. It's kind of like the Great Western Railway, the one that is in central London. That map that we just looked at the other day, that will be the same. So we'll head into like trees, and then I can sort of stop the recording and then start the recording again, still in trees, and then we can continue on the journey. It might be a bit jarring and look a bit weird, but that's the sort of best I can do. But yeah, this is the first half, so at least down to past Winsford. It should then go to Crew, Stafford, and then continue on, and it will once I've completed the second section of the map, which is on the Birmingham map. So there's a few trains already on there, the Agnoria, the Coalbrookdale of 1802. So yeah, it doesn't really stop here at, this says Edgware, we'll have to change that to Winsford, but it doesn't actually stop at Hertford or Winsford or Acton Bridge. It does stop at Warrington though. It's supposed to stop at Newtonley Willows, but I'm going to have it stop at Eccles first. And we'll have it stop at St Helens as well, because St Helens is quite a large area. And then we'll head out that way on the new track. So yeah, once the other side is finished, we'll be able to do an entire journey. But today we'll just sort of jump on a train. We've got a few to release, and we will set them on their merry way. So yeah, train number 1. Now I don't have names for these, so if you guys want to leave a name for a train that you would like, please do so. Leave it in the comments. You can name your train. There are 6 trains to be named. See TBC, to be confirmed. But yeah, so Grand Junction liveries as well. This one says Grand Junction Railway. The rest are just unbranded patentees. We've moved over to the Teak 4-wheeler coach, because I wanted these guys to run different coaches from the Liverpool and Manchester Railway, and our sort of, it's not Bristol, what the hell's that place? Bolton Bolton and Lee Railway, yeah. The Bolton and Liverpool Railway. Want to change from that. But we'll get the first one on its merry way. So, Grand Junction Railway, Liverpool Lime Street to Birmingham Curzon Street Station. Let's go. So, here's the 040. It's in the Grand Junction Railway green, but it doesn't actually say Grand Junction Railway on it, unfortunately. There is no mod where it says that. There is a Grand Junction Railway that appeared later, and there were steam trains for that. But that's later. That comes later. I do believe they do have Grand Junction Railway written on them. So yeah, this guy is heading out, and it's going to take him a while. Considering there's just a freight train pulling out in front of us as well. It's going to take him a while. I'm assuming, yeah, he's going to St Helens Junction, which is totally fine. What I will do is I will also add a stopping service as well that basically stops on all the stations to the end of the map and then comes back, and then I'll have it terminate at Lee Station, Newton Lee Willow Station. And we'll add that in later, just to add a bit more traffic to the sort of Grand Junction Railway line. I think that'll be interesting. The only problem is when we do the drive-by, we will more than likely get sort of stuck behind a stopping service. So I might just add them in at the end, because it seems a waste to have all those stations. I know a lot of them weren't built till later, but I thought I'd add them in now because I will have to add them in future. So off we go. Please don't leave before me, Jupiter. Oh no. He's going to win this. Okay, so he doesn't really stop anywhere, but we are now officially stopped. We can't go anywhere. I've just noticed as well, this signal here is not a UK signal. It's just one of the old school generic signals that you get in game. I may have to change that. In fact, that's fine. We can have a couple of different signals here and there. Oh god, and you're letting that freight train past as well. The good thing about the freight trains is they don't stop at the stations. They're just going to keep on going. But I want to get all the trains released. I'm not sure which one is the fastest. It could possibly be this 040 here. I did notice as well that there are standard patentees and there are large patentees. So I've added a couple of large patentees to this railway line. They're unbranded. They don't have the Liverpool and Manchester liveries or branding on them. So that's nice. We can sort of use them for our Grand Junction Railway, since I was severely lacking rolling stock. However, the Stevensons did provide the rolling stock for the Grand Junction Railway, so most of the trains are going to be pretty much the same. Our rockets are gone. We sold the rockets on in a previous episode, so it's all sort of planet class and patentee classes now. So we are moving on. We're technically in about 1837, 1838. So yeah, I am going to go back and visit the Great Northern Railway, Great Western Railway map. I'm going to do that soon. I'm going to flesh out a bit more, add a few buildings here and there. There is still a lot to build. There's a lot of lines that come in and out of London. Those I have to build. And there was also the London to Birmingham Railway, which will have to be added as well. Although I do not have rolling stock for that. I don't have any trains with the London to Birmingham livery on them, unfortunately. There's not much I can do about that, but eventually the Grand Junction Railway and the London and Birmingham Railway will become the London North Western Railway. So that's going to be a monumental achievement if I can build all of that. So yeah, this is taking about 1 billion years, and because it's taking about 1 billion years, what I'm going to do is I'm going to release the next one. Now, I might mix it up a bit, right? So let's have you. You can go on the Grand Junction Railway, and this is just a unbranded patentee class. Now, I need to add things like the lion and the tiger as well. So they are in here. Oh, come on. Does this look weird having the large wagons? Nah, it looks okay. It looks fine. Let's have a look in here. So, go to Steam, please and thank you. Variants 17. Woofed. Right, so yeah, there is the... so there's the Orange, La Belge, the Thunderbolt, right? So the Thunderbolt is here, but this is a large patentee Thunderbolt, and it came on the go in 1837. So I'd like to add that to something. I may even add it to our Grand Junction Railway. If we go down, we actually have single variants. Yes, so we've got the Liverpool Manchester Railway Lion. That came out in 1838. We've got the Thunderbolt from 1838. Yeah, see, this one here, this Thunderbolt, is different from the other one. So, yeah, there's that one. See, this one's got the large wheel in the middle. It's kind of weird. We've got a few Thunderbolts rolling around. But soon, very soon, we're going to be into the world of London North Western Railways. And we will have to use them. There's a Crampton Liverpool, right? But you're the London North Western Railway green. Largest Crampton ever built in the UK. And then we've got this. Alright, so there's one variant. This is a Crampton without the cab. So it obviously got repainted at some point. This one says 1850. This one also says 1850. What else do we have? And yeah, there's the Cornwall, which is pretty cool. Trevithick provided an extremely complicated solution. The boiler was placed entirely underneath the driving axle. Okay, and then we've got the Mega Pack. Yeah, there's another Crampton in here, you see. There's a few Cramptons. But we can use all the Cramptons because we have the London North Western Railway will be a huge route. And we've also got things like the Bloomer. The crew type is quite popular. Small Bloomer, long boiler. Yeah, there's lots of stuff we can use. But let's have a look. So you actually got out onto the track fairly easy. Where are you? Is that... No, that's Goliath. It's an unnamed train. Yeah, train 2. This is sort of cruising along, which is fine. Unbranded. You're doing 30. I think the top speed of the tracks here is 30. Blah 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 blah. Track speeds. Yeah, it is 30. I should maybe increase this to 35. Top speed is 32. Yeah, we might increase the speed here. They're going to get bogged down behind other trains, so it doesn't really matter. There we go. Freight train stuck there. TBC has only made it as far as... What the hell is this station? Robbie. Okay, where do you need to go? Wow, you need to get all the way around here. And then you need to get to there. To at least St Helens Junction. And then you need to get to Earlstown and then get round to Warrington. Okay, that's it's going to take a minute. Right, what we'll do is, because traffic is so bad, I think it was MD mentioned that there were invisible signals for the Shinkansen that you could place, and it really helps stop trains from backing up like that. I've been looking for them. I need to find them because they will come in useful. Right, so the patentee unbranded haystack firebox. Let's go large patentee unbranded. And let's set you on there. So this is the large patentee. Yeah, you've got the large wheelbarrow. Ah, you say Liverpool and Manchester. Does it? It looks like that's like Liverpool, Manchester. Why are you not unbranded? Hold on. Well, we can manage the vehicle. Push play. I'll maybe stop you for the moment. So come out there. Yeah. Manage this vehicle. So this is train 4. Large patentee unbranded. You're on and you're on. You say large patentee unbranded though. But it does have branding. Right, come out here. Go right to the bottom. Yeah, large patentee unbranded. Remove that. Add that. Modify. No, it still says Liverpool Manchester Railway. Okay, I've got a plan for you. Actually, what I shall do is manage vehicle. Large patentee unbranded. That's okay. What I'm going to do, actually, is I'm going to stick the Tipfield Thunderbolt on here. So remove that. Add that. Modify. There you go. And it is pretty much in Grand Junction. So we'll actually name this one, right? So this is the Thunderbolt. Or will we name it the Titfield Thunderbolt? Yeah, it looks cool. Yeah, this'll work. This will be totally fine on our Grand Junction Railway. So off it goes. The next one has been released. I am now wondering if this other unbranded large patentee we've got in here has also got, but this one's got a black tender, so it should be okay. That'll be fine. Right, where is the first one? That is the main question. I want to know how far along you are. You're heading for St. Helens Junction. Well, that's nice. You're getting there. So you've just to stop. Oh man, you're miles away. You have to stop here, and then stop here, and then you can start your grand adventure. Right, we'll see how the other one is getting on. So you have not pulled onto the main line yet. I just want to check the others to make sure that they are actually what they say they are. I'm sure we'll be fine. And we'll have to add the lion to the... I think there was 2 patentees. There was a lion and the tiger. And we will add them to our Liverpool Manchester Railway as well at some point. That will be fine. And I'm just wondering, like, how far, if we even did a stopping route, so one that stopped at Acton Bridge, Hertford, Winsford. Is there anywhere else in between? No, there's nothing to Warrington. I mean, would that route actually go past here? It might do nowadays. I don't know if it will, what it was like back in the day. But we can maybe have like a little branch line route on each side, so we can have one on this map and one on the other map. What's happening down here? Have you left yet? Did you get out onto the main line? You did. The Thunderbolt. Okay. You are not at Grand Junction Railway yet. Once he gets on to the sort of Warrington turnoff, it'll be totally fine. There will be no services in front of him to slow him down. Right, let's get... Oh, this is train 1 apparently. But it's to be confirmed. Again, remember, if you want to name a train, leave a comment with a name and we will change it up. Try and keep it PC as best as possible. I do not know if young children actually watch this. They probably shouldn't, because it's set for... the videos are not set for children, and the options in YouTube to select that. So there we go. There is the other Grand Junction number. It's a shame it doesn't have it written on the side, but it's still pretty good. I like the green. I actually do really like the green. Now, when you paint the train green and it's got like this wooden boiler texture, it often comes up like a really weird colour. I think we've got a Northumbrian class that's painted green that looks like it's like the Incredible Hulk version of a train. Okay, so we've got 2 more to go. That is fantastic. I will try and get them out before the other train, TBC, to be confirmed, reaches... you're still here at Lee Green Station. Okay, let's actually have a look at the traffic. Now, this is a freight train, so you actually don't need to stop. This is the Samson Thunderbolt, so you're going to Rixton Claypits, because I actually remember where you need to go. Ooh, the Novelty. Now, we can and will be expanding the Novelty's route and adding a couple more trains. It'll be going out to Rainford, and then it'll be coming down and going over to Runcorn. Now, there's a pretty cool lift bridge, or there was a lift bridge to get over here, and there is now a mod for mechanical lifting bridges, which we will add. Right, so you're about here, and that will be... it's supposed to, well, it's the St Helens and Runcorn Gap Railway, so that will be a thing as well. Right, so you are waiting. You're waiting for him to leave, really? I suppose he... Oh, why? Why do you come out this way and then go round? I think because this is not double slip switched. It is not. Right, hopefully he won't do that anymore. No, he's going to turn at this section and then go down. Okay, it's fine. Eventually it will go straight on down to Rainford. Okay, right, continue on Novelty. It's quite a decent service, that, which is odd. SH and RGR, St Helens and Runcorn Gap. Oh, there's only one person waiting there. We've 3 times speeded it. Now, that's Collins Green, so you don't stop there, but you are going to stop at Earlstown. Okay, duly noted. Let's go back and set one of the next ones to leave. I am confident in the fact that the other train has gotten out onto the main line. There we go, see, nice. Unbranding. If only we could paint GJR on the side there, that would be nice. So the other one is on its way. Wow, you've actually, there's a clear run here. Oh, until you get to here, then it all goes to hell. Hell in a handbasket. Now some of these freight trains there's Saturn, will head up here, so that will clear some of them. There's Star. There's the North Star. Yeah, this is the green. This is the Incredible Hulk train. It's starting to look more green because it's getting dirtier. Which is a weird thing. Right, who's at Earlstown? Right, the Thunderbolt is there. So our train is there. TBC. Right, let's get the last one released. And then we can jump on that train as it's heading out. So you only made it to there. Which is fine. I'm going to release the last one anyway. Train number 5. You're going on there. I just wanted to check and make sure this is what it says it is. Yeah, so this is an actual large unbranded Battenty. Oh, we've got an autosave. Autosave is done. Yep, there we go. Right, so let's jump back on board with TBC, because you should be. Right, you've stopped there. You've picked up 5 people. Well, that is amazing. Right, I suppose we can double speed this. Double speed should be fine. Why are you stopping here? Is there another train that comes up here? I do not think there is. I think it should be fine. There we go. On its merry way. Right, you are free to go onto the main line. Get on before Venus does. I was just going to say you are on the wrong side of the tracks, but now you're on the right side of the tracks. And we're off. So, first stop, Warrington Bank Quay. Now we'll have to change the name of that to actually Warrington Bank Quay. Which we will do. And now this train is free to head out. There should be nothing in its way. But yeah, the Liverpool-Manchester Railway main line is super chocked. Just chocked full of different trains rolling around. Let's move that down there. You're doing 30 miles per hour. That's fine. We will take 30 miles per hour. The gates here have to move. They do move, right? Yeah, they do. So in the update as well, there is an actual horn. You can sound like the whistle or the horn of trains that you are following, which is pretty cool. And then we're going over the Warrington Bridge here. Now, after Warrington Bridge, after it passes the River Tyne, is this the River Tyne? No. Whatever river, the River Mersey. After it passes over the River Mersey, there's a canal that it should really pass over. We don't have said canal, so we just keep on going. Past the train yard there. This is actually here in real life. So after the bridge, there's a little train yard. It will be populated with more things as time goes on. There's a lot of trees and bushes in this area between the train yard and the actual main line. Past the signal box and then up the hill. I would imagine you're going to struggle to get up here. There is the branch off to Windmill Hill that then continues on to Frodsham. Now, is this a roller coaster route? It shouldn't be. I tried to make this sort of pretty much as flat as possible. Right, under the bridge there. So that's where the other railway line passes over to go to Windmill Hill. Or it should really be Runcorn East. Past the trees, some farms on the right hand side. A lot of trees, but the good thing about the trees is when I need to make adjustments later for lines that exist in the future, or sort of when the track changes in the future, it's easier to sort of cut through trees than it is to cut through sort of placed assets and farms and buildings and things that you've placed. That looks kind of weird. Let's look at this side. There you go. That looks less weird. I just felt like adding a random body of water there. There isn't actually a random body of water that the train passes over. There is in ours though. Just to break up the scenery a bit. Right, into... where's this? That's Acton Bridge. That is not Northwich. Now, at some point there will be trains that head down this way. We don't have to head down there today. Say hello to the horses. Hello, horses. And yeah, it's not too long. It's not too long when there's nothing in front. Obviously, when there's no other services slowing you down, it doesn't take long to transverse this section at all. There we go. There will be another train running east to west going out that way when the time comes. So it does actually say that the Grand Junction Railway did sort of incorporate the Chester to Crew Railway, the CC and the C and CR. So we'll have to do that at some point. Right, lots and lots of bridges here. There's Hartford. Again, I didn't know what to do with these banks because they're super steep. Bridge over there. Yeah, these bridges are maybe too high. I may try and lower them. Or what I'll do is, in future maps, I'll not make them as high. Past the farm. There's a deer. Hello, deer. Oh, deer's doing a runner. Across the field it goes. Right, some more farms. There's a nice little church there that we totally missed. And this is Winsford, which we don't stop at. But we'll do a little passing service that actually does stop here at some point. Now it says Edgware. That is not the case. Now, like I've explained before, when we're on sort of this section, so we come through here. Now obviously to continue the journey we need to jump on to the other map. So what we'll do is, round about this point I will cut the recording, jump onto the other map, jump on the train as it's going from the trees at the edge of the other map, and we'll continue on the journey. And it should be seamless. The only thing is, on the maps I've tested so far, these turnaround stations that I've got right at the end that don't really service or do anything, you can't actually see them, and that's a slight issue. So yeah, as you can see, we're at the end here. What I'm going to do is get a bus stop over here and send it into, where's this again? Middlewich. And we will have that actually be a thing. And passengers will come here to get the train, because there is no train at Middlewich as far as Google Maps is aware. So yeah, that will populate that station. So when trains are on their way back, they will have actual passengers on them. That is a thing we are going to do. But it's something I will finish off when the entire route is done. Now, holy crap. You got there pretty fast. You got there really fast. Right, so we'll jump on. We'll stay with the train for the way back. Once it gets to the sort of turn off into Earlstown, we'll end the episode there. I will, as soon as this is done, be starting. Well, I've already started the work on the other map, so I'll be continuing the work on the other map. So that will be part B, or part 2, and then we'll have a full-on ride along, jumping on the train from Liverpool all the way to Birmingham, and that'll be nice. We'll have our Grand Junction Railway, and it'll be nice for me because it's a big piece of the puzzle. This Liverpool to Birmingham section. As I said before, the London North Western Railway is going to incorporate all of this, and that is going to head all the way down to London, which is, there are maps there that have not even been touched yet, and a full route will have to be done. So that's going to be interesting. It's going to take me ages to do that, but we can fill in smaller lines in between. Like I said, we're going to get the Runcorn Gap actually out to Rainford and Runcorn. So that'll be another little episode in itself. As I said before as well, we're going to flesh out some areas of the Great Western Railways central London map, and then I need to continue that route out past that map on to the next one. I'm not going to place every single building in London, because that would be ridiculous. I will do at some point. At some point that map will be entirely fleshed out. I will have a look-see on Google Maps to see where there are monuments and parks, etc. But right now, that is the only line in London, and there are so many more lines to add. It'd be foolish to add a ton of assets, building assets, or place a bunch of assets, because I'm just going to have to delete them in order to make way for other things that are coming, other train lines that are coming in. So there we go, we're heading down to Warrington. We will soon be approaching the descent to Warrington. Sounds kind of weird saying that from a train perspective. It'd be okay if it was from an aircraft perspective. The descent into Warrington. I was going to say, is that a plane? But it's just a bird. There are no planes on the map yet. It's way too early for that. I am actually really looking forward to the sort of time when flight really becomes a thing. I am definitely looking forward to that. I'm going to have to source where the UK's first airport was, etc., where the first passenger flights sort of went, and it's going to be interesting what sort of aircraft they used. I mean, even though the German Junkers was a sort of staple of a pillar of passenger flight in the early days, I don't think everyone used it. Especially during World War II, etc. I would imagine they would have been real hard to come by, because they would have been repurposed for military use. I'm actually super glad I got this bridge to work. Those of you who know this bridge mod, I believe it's been ported from Train Fever to Transport Fever to Transport Fever 2, and it can be a real nightmare to get this to work. I am glad it's working though, because you actually need this bridge right here as a template for the fourth rail bridge, which I'm going to be using in a map later. So yeah, I am actually happy that I managed to get it to work. If you are or own that bridge mod and you can't get it to work, what to do is fast forward time, if you're playing in sandbox mode, to 1925, and then add the bridge in, and then you can take the time back to whenever you needed it. That's what I did. I noticed on transportfever.net in the comments section that someone had found that was a solution, that the bridge sort of came up as a sort of error, and you just got the little red box that says, hey, this is not working. But if you fast forward time to 1925, the bridge will become available and you will be able to place it. And the Warrington Bridge that goes over the river there is, it actually looks like that, which is pretty cool. It's weird, on Google Maps there's one that is in active use, and there's one right next to it that must have been an older version that was probably deemed unsafe, and then they just built the exact same type of bridge right next to it. Which was interesting. But there we go, there is the first part of the Grand Junction Railway. So yeah, hope you enjoyed all the sort of new stuff that I've added. There is a little bit more work to do. We'll have to set up buses and things. That will all be set up before we do the ride along in a couple episodes time. But right now I want to focus on fleshing out the other part of this railway. So that's going to be cool. We're getting things done. Big pieces of the jigsaw are being, or the big pieces of the jigsaw that is early British Rail are being put together, and I'm happy. It means progress. So soon we're going to be racing past 1837, 1838, up into the 1840s. We're going to be into London North Western Railway territory, and then we're going to be up to 1850s, and then obviously there is a steam locomotive explosion where there were lots and lots of different types. I will have to do industry as well, sort of down that way. We could sort of build any industry anywhere we want. Because I don't have trucks and obviously the horse and carts are terribly slow, I'll refrain from doing sort of road vehicle freight as much as possible. But yeah, that's going to be it for this episode. So as always, if you did watch this and you would like to leave a like, comment or dislike, please feel free to do so. And if there is more you would like to see in the future, then hit that subscribe button. But I've been Danny Man, this has been Transport Fever 2, around the world in time, and I will catch you later.